Hello guys, welcome to the second part of the podcast and thank you for watching the first one. If you haven't, well then a link will pop up on the right side anytime now. Go and watch the first one first and after that come back. I'm not gonna wumble too long with boring intros, I'm gonna go directly to it. Remember to check us on Twitch if you want to watch us play or if you want to interact with us via the chat. The links will be down below. Talk to you at the end of this second part. Enjoy. Robin, because you have this Counter-Strike skills, and because this is a developed skill that you cannot replicate, or that we cannot replicate, what advice would you give to someone who's not that skilled at you, and who's someone who doesn't play as aggressive as you? What advice would you give that person? How should that guy take you down? What's like the best strategy for a hardcore or immersive player or a slow-mo player to take an aggressive player down?
First of all, I need to say that there is some renovation going on and somebody's drilling here, so I'm really sorry if you hear that.
We do not hear that.
Because I mute myself all the time.
I
But,
see.
hey, if I'm going to tell you that, I'm not gonna play as good anymore.
Can't let the secrets out.
Yeah, but to be honest, there is no simple answer to that because I like to think about myself. I'm not like the typical aggressive player that's just holding W, pushing every room, and that's it. I like to think that I'm trying to force my opponent to make a mistake by reloading the gun, by maybe throwing the nade in not the best time so I can push while he's throwing the nade. So what I could tell you is always have the plan B and like hold tight angle because players won't push you especially if you're playing in a team. What like the biggest mistake I see in teams is they are never a team. I always fight them one by one by one. There is never cooperation. Like before the guy that I just killed, before he's even going to tell the other one he's dead, they're already dead.
Oh,
So,
I got shot over there.
Properly.
Exactly. Like communication in teams is super important, and if you're a solo player, then don't do mistakes. I mean, hold your angle. No, yeah, hold your angle. Always have plan B. So if I'm throwing the nade, so I'm basically forcing you to reposition. Always have another position in your mind. Don't like blindly run through room. Okay, I need to change my position because that's the moment I push you and I'm going to kill you basically.
I see.
But yeah, it's a hard question.
So you base your tactics or your aggressivity. Is it like aggressivity? Yeah. Is that a word in English?
Yeah,
I think it is.
that'll work.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna help you with that.
So you base your tactics then on what you hear and what happens around you, right? It's like very important.
Basically yes. Like if you watch all the aggressive players and all the nade spam that I'm super against, they don't use nades to kill you. They use nades to gain information or force you to move from your position, and that's the moment they push.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the problem.
Okay, interesting. Scav, how do you play? Aggressive or immersive?
I would say I play more immersively. My favorite go-to map is Interchange because you can, when you hear shots, you can think about what are they shooting and what are they shooting at, and then think about where they are and think about how you want to get there and how you want to engage them. That's how I like to play Tarkov.
And that's the difference with me. When I hear gunshots, I'm like, oh, there is a gunshot. I need to push that.
That's the problem. That's the problem with, I mean, a problem. That's the difference, I would say, not the problem. That's the difference between you guys, the PvP players, the very PvP-oriented players, and us, the more, the less skilled ones, I would say. But we have our tactics. I mean, right? In our tactics do work, and when we play in a team, cooperating and having good comms, we can also strive. We can also, I don't know, we can also kill solo and so on. Sometimes it does work. Yeah, it pays off. Yes,
definitely. I mean, it's. He was talking about teams, talking about everything engages the team. That was perfect. It engages one by one, and that's the thing is if I get to shooting at you on woods. I guarantee you the shot's going to be coming from over 100 meters. And if it's in a team, if you were getting ready to shoot a scav, I'm waiting for you to pull the trigger. Then I'm going to put one in your head. and then when your guy, you're in the process of dying, you have not seen the name yet. I'm trying to hurry up and get another shot on the second guy. If I drop the second guy, then the third guy, he's probably running. So what I don't do is you don't start engaging because that's when they're the most aware. You wait, there's about a 5-second gap, then you actually start engaging. And it's just about being methodical, and that's the different play styles that Tarkov gives you.
What do you think, now that we are talking about 100 meters and distances and so, this is maybe a bit off topic, but it's a very interesting question. And I don't know when are we going to tackle this or just talk about this. What do you guys think about using full auto at more than 150 meters?
Oh yeah, so I was going to talk about it when we were talking about the AR control. Yesterday I was playing Woods with M4 and I was shooting around 400 meters. Wow. I tried to tap at first, but he started to run away. So what I did is full auto, and that was like one of the easiest kills I could make. And that's where I think, because I could do the same with point fire in this game. And that's the problem I think that we need to address and like maybe nerf the skill a little bit. But then again, I'm not the expert, so it's hard. It's hard to like give you a quick answer on that.
Like a professional answer, right? I would say it's like very important. Maybe the guys in the comments below will tell us a bit more about how accurate you can be with an assault rifle at, let's just say, 300, 400 meters. But in my opinion, in this game, and because the maps are very small for now, this type of auto fire, like this accuracy at long distances, does nothing else but disabling the ability to use sniper rifles. Why should I use a sniper rifle when I can use my M4 fully customized at 400 meters? What's the point, right? I can cover I can cover myself with that M4 in close quarters. And I can also switch to semi if needed, or like you said, I can use full auto at 300 meters and still kill the guy. What's the point of using a sniper rifle, right?
Yeah, that's what you see. You barely see anyone running like the M1A, the RSS, any semi-auto like DMR. Everyone's just running the AK or the M4 or the HK because you can use it for anything.
Exactly.
And all those designated rifles, they're not. You can't use them for their designated role because they're not as effective as the assault rifles. The assault rifles, you can use it for anything.
Indeed.
But see, that's what I feel like makes Tarkov different than all of them, because that's what the M4, that's what the AK was designed. It was designed to be able to have a foregrip on it with a 16-inch barrel, a suppressor. You could be able to deploy a bipod, lay down, be able to put fire, and that's where it comes from. What the finished product of Tarkov is where the 400-meter shot is rare. There are places for 400-meter shots. There's places for 500 and 600, and you kind of got to set up for 1,000. But when the finished product of Tarkov, when the 300-meter shot becomes 600 or 700, when you start seeing some things like Arma, things like that happen, where it's kind of, they've changed a lot. You think of 0.6 Dan was talking about the other day, talking about 0.4. I mean, they've made a lot of changes throughout the history of the game, and I think that they'll eventually see where that's at. But it's kind of one of those type things. I wouldn't say that it was priority right now, because until we get those ranges, then they would probably change things like that up.
Now that you were talking, I was thinking this is actually that that the hardcore or immersive players can take in their advantage. It's going to be a lot more immersive and nice and rewarding, and the immersive player could flourish with taking distance. As you said, I'm gonna shoot you from at least 100 meters because I know how you play. You're just like shooting everyone, very aggressive. But if I'm like very far away from you, then I have more potential to kill you, because you cannot do the same things that I do with my sniper rifle, with my bolt action sniper rifle, right? It's like one shot to the chest, it should disable the body armor, and then the second shot should be a kill. But you cannot do that because your assault rifle does not have the accuracy at long ranges. It does now, but it will not, hopefully, in the future, right? It shouldn't be like that. If not, what's the point of using a sniper rifle, right? I don't see a point.
There's not a bolt.
It's just for fun. Everyone that brings a sniper rifle at this point is just for fun.
Looks cool, DBL, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, let me just come back to our topic: aggressive versus immersive. Do you guys think that with the new mechanics which are going to be implemented in the game in the future patches, which are going to be probably a more or a better mag loading animation, a new medical system, some of those features which are going to try to slow down the pace of the game. Do you think that aggressive players or aggressive streamers, content creators, will leave to different games in order to keep their viewers entertained?
I mean, we are supposed to have arena mode. So I believe this is something that if you are striving for PvP, that's where you will be going. But like the game, yeah, I think the game in general, like I won't be able to go factory by factory by factory by factory and just be okay like in 30 seconds, because like the post ray healing and all that stuff they want to introduce, I think that will slow down the game. But I don't think players like me would leave the game anyway, honestly. I
I
will
guess that
I will adapt. I will adapt, and that's it.
I see. Okay, like you guys adapted, or like we all adapted with the mechanic of the mag reloading and with patching in game. I remember Cotton, for example, had like 3-4 quick accesses back then with the med animations, or the med system was different, and he was like while shooting, he was healing and running and all that stuff. He had to adapt,
spam.
right?
Yeah.
What? Anything to add, Scav? What do you think?
I think the reason like the aggressive streamers are more popular than the immersive gameplay is because it's just more fun to watch people run around the map and murder people than
I
it
see.
is to actually like have people sitting around and then listening for shots and then repositioning on people. It's fun to play that way, but it's less fun to watch.
Yes. Okay. Red, anything?
Oh, and I mean that's talking about this. It gets boring. It gets boring, and that comes with the streamer being able to talk, being able to engage with chat, and keep that immersive going, or
Yeah.
being able to keep them occupied. And that's something like Arma. I mean, I've heard stories of people walking for an hour, but in between
Yeah.
seeing people, and it's like you got to keep it going, and that goes with just a streamer being prepared and things like that, especially reading through Reddit and things like that. And another thing that I'm sitting here, this is hold on, can we actually? Is it against any government rules or anything like that? Show a box of bullets or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
This is Remington core loss. It's 7.6251s. Deer season's coming up for me. This is actually what I use. I want you to look at this. This is a box of 20. How big this is. This weighs, I don't know, this is a decent weight. Understand something that they've talked about doing is carry weight, things like that. That's when you're talking about someone. I left out of a raid the other day after wiping Scav boss and I was 63 kilos. How much weight that is, that you're not going to just be able to just run out of a raid wearing Gen 4 and all this equipment. I mean, that's a super amount of weight, and you're not going to be able to jump guardrails and things like that, vaulting, things like that when that gets added in. It's just be prepared, guys. Be prepared for things like that to change, but you got to understand it's on the way. They've talked about wanting it. They've talked about having these different things implemented in the game. So just to understand that it's just the game that we are playing right now is not going to be finished product.
Yeah, and no more IKs labs run with 100
Yes.
hits.
Yeah, exactly.
200 kilo
I was
IKs.
thinking on that. What do you guys want what do you guys think like for the future of BSG? Would you guys want a different hive or a different mode for more hardcore players? Not that PvP oriented? I mean, two separate ways, the one way where everyone can play. I mean, everyone can decide. Will have to decide at the beginning. Do I want to play more PvP, more against players, and so on, or do I want to go the way with zero flea market, finding my stuff only in game? They're going to be like. I mean, they're going to be. I'm just suggesting, two separate hives. One more PvP, PvE oriented, more hardcore, and the other one with PvE and so on. Would you guys prefer something like that?
I would say it's more fun when you get to choose whatever you want to do. But like if you want to put yourself on disadvantage playing more hardcore, no container, no flea market, that's your choice, and
you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. But splitting game for two different ways, I think it wouldn't be a good idea, in my opinion.
Okay, Red, I need you to get involved here. What's your opinion?
I'm about the exact same way. Let that be limited to the person. Let them, and it's the free will. That's what we like about Tarkov is the free will that you're able to go about these engagements. You're able to play the game in whatever type of play style that you want. Do you want to hit task? Do you want to hit 40 straight off the bat? Do you want to? Are you going to factory every day? And it gives you the free will. And I think that's what a lot of guys like about Tarkov.
And
Scav, what do you say?
More on the free will thing. If you want to play aggressive, you go to labs, you go to factory, right? If you want to play more immersive, you go to bigger maps, you go to shoreline, you go to woods, you go to interchange. And if you want a bit of both, you go to customs. So everyone has their own choice about how they want to play the game.
Yes.
And I think it's fine right now.
Okay. I think the problem that we are currently having is that once you reach level 40, if you're a bit of an explorer and loot kind of, if you have like a DayZ background, let's just say, the game reaches the end. And I believe in the future, or with the coming of this next patch, the game will expand. You will not be able to build all your facilities. Hopefully, I really hope so. Once you're level 40, you still have to upgrade stuff. You'll still have to do some missions because there's going to be like one new trader with his own missions. So we need to understand that we are currently in a development phase of the game, like I said before, right? And I think this will change as well. So we do not necessarily need to have a different hive in order for you as a hardcore player to have fun in the game, right? Is that what we are all saying?
See, I think that's what a lot of people find when they hit 40, they don't feel like that they're occupied by Tarkov. Once we had the hideout, things like that. When I hit 40, I'm not worried about the bronze pocket watch anymore. I'm worried about getting 2 gallons of gas. I'm worried about getting dry fuel, duct tape, whatever, T-plugs, whatever I need to do to set this height, to set my stuff up. And it kind of at the same time it worries me. And this is something I don't think a lot of people have thought about, is when they implement this, they talk about when you come out of the raid and you're hurt and things like that. So with someone like me, okay, I might go between 2 to 3 days because of my work schedule from being able to play Tarkov. Am I going to come back and my dad's dead because of dehydration or he starved to death? You see what I'm saying? How they're going to implement it? Is it going to cut off once you cut the game off? Or what is it, Rush, where you're just...
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Constant.
No, I mean, you'll have to wake up during the night because your Tamagotchi is hungry.
Yeah.
I watched you laughing before. What do you think about looting and all that stuff and grinding missions and so on? Do you agree with it? Do you do them or no?
Me, personally, yeah. So I'm a PvP oriented guy, and I really don't like to be forced to do something. I don't like tasks. I don't like missions we have in the game, and I really hope the hideout will be optional and we don't have to work towards it, because like for me it will kill a little bit of fun in this game. Like,
with the medical system, Robin, with the medical system, you will have to build your facility, man. If not, you will not be able to heal. I mean, you will be able to heal via the trader, but you will be wasting money instead of building your medical facility, and upgrading it.
True, but like depends how economy will be. But for now, we are sitting on what, 200 mil, and honestly, it doesn't matter for me if I have to pay or not. But obviously, if the economy will be like shattered and it's gonna be harder, then we'll see.
Then you'll have to. You'll have to.
I hope I won't.
Think about this being implemented then. Someone like me that would much rather personally upgrade my modules, do things myself. But for someone like him, what if they add a mechanic to where you have a trader or something like that? And from him coming out with loot, from him coming out with this, he gives it to a carpenter, he gives it to a machinist, he gives it to whoever. And they're actually, instead of it's almost like a mutual fund or something like that. It's just gradually going up. He's not able to necessarily do individual models. Give him the choice to be able to do individual models. But so it doesn't bog him down. The weapon presets and things like that, when that comes to the game, I think that helps everyone. So there's so much downtime that is in Tarkov right now, and I think that actually pushes away some of the folks.
What if that person, that contractor, is one of us? I would love to build stuff for someone else.
That would be awesome, like Redseven inspired hideouts.
And I would love to pay you so you can build me like my hideout, and so I don't have to do it.
What do you think, Scav?
So I think as long as they make the modules in the hideout so that the items you need to find, as long as it doesn't have to be found in raid, I think Robin will be fine, because he'll be making a lot of money by killing people with PvP, and he just needs to go on the flea market and buy whatever he needs, and that's perfect. He has his play style, and the other people that want to find the stuff themselves can have that playstyle as well, and it works for
I
everybody.
see. Unless you will be forced to find that stuff in raid, we know the drill, and then you'll have to
Yeah.
go yourself, or you have to hire someone, you know. And I would glad to do it. Yeah. Okay, guys, or I'm going to ask, like, I think the last question, because we definitely have 30 minutes or so. What do you guys think? And you guys will have to answer, like, all of you guys will have to just say something about this, if you have to, of course, or if you want to. What do you guys think is great about Tarkov right now? And what do you guys think BSG needs to improve, let's just say, drastically? What do you guys think?
Netcode.
The netcode?
and audio.
Okay.
I would agree. Netcode
Yeah.
needs to be fixed.
Okay,
Yes.
and
And
what is
stutters.
like the most the thing that you guys like the most currently, not in 0.12 and so on? What's like the best feature?
I would say
PvP.
gunfights.
PvP. The
Just
gunfights in
gunfight.
Tarkov are totally different. It's something about it. There's so many outcomes, so many variables, so many things that can happen. You don't know what that person's doing on the other side. You don't know if he's on speakers. You don't know if his girl's sitting there talking to him, if he's texting, what it is.
Yeah.
You just when the fight starts happening, is something different about it.
So
Believe
many
me, I
headshots
was-
that didn't register.
Sorry, Robin.
So many headshots that didn't register.
Believe me, I was 100% sure that like half of you or so were going to say the gunplay or PvP in game. What do you say, Scav? What's your opinion? What's like the best feature Tarkov has?
I'd have to agree with RedBeardOperator. I think the most fun part about Tarkov is going into the map and not knowing what's going to happen. That's the best part of this game. That's
I
what's kept me
see.
hooked on it.
I see. Okay, interesting. Okay, guys, I think this was my last question. I had some more questions, but you guys answered with your answers related to the previous questions that I asked. So I don't think there's no need to repeat ourselves. I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm gonna let you guys say some final words, each and one of you, about I don't know, a message to your community, to like the entire community, a message for the devs, a message for, I don't know, your stream schedule, for example. I will be posting links here as well, and maybe not you, Scav, with links, because I'm unaware if you're streaming. I don't think so, right? But the
I don't
guys, the
stream.
streamers, can say something about yeah, as said, about the devs, about your small community, about the entire community. You guys feel free to say something about as a final message in the podcast. Let's just start with Scav.
I don't know what I would say.
Okay, let's just start then with Robin and think about it. Think about it, Scav, for a moment.
Okay, so message to my community is don't change, because like the community we are creating on my stream, it will sound pretty bad, but they are awesome. They are awesome people. They are people that like the game, that like to help each other, and that's fantastic. I love it, and that's basically why I'm streaming. Towards the devs, what I can say is, if you want to listen to feedback, don't necessarily listen to the biggest names out there and their communities, because like every single streamer wants something else. And if Nikita and devs would be listening to them, okay, the 2,000 people watching that streamer will be happy, but 10,000 people not watching somebody else would be unhappy with the decision.
Yeah.
And I would say keep the game how you like it, and let us decide if that's good or not. But don't necessarily listen to this guy or that guy because he has the biggest audience.
I see. Listen to the whole community, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Red.
Absolutely. Going on to what he said, I believe that Robin needs to be able to have his voice. Scav needs to be able to have his voice. Red, you need to be able to have yours. And the free will goes back to the free will devs. I don't feel like that I should be able to dictate how they play. I don't feel like my opinion should be able to dictate anyone's play or how they play Escape from Tarkov. But one thing, for the guys that are starting out on Tarkov, one thing that I want you to understand is go out and watch different streamers. I think my problems that I had was some of the first streamers that I seen were folks like Deadly Slob, and then I remember a very vivid raid that Ghost Freak had right when the RSAS first came out, and he went across customs twice and killed 9 PMCs, and it was 2 different groups that were engaging each other, and he jumped in the middle of them and then killed 8 of them. So when you're sitting there watching something like that, understand that you might not be able to do that. When you get into Tarkov, your first 40 hours is going to be painful. And I really want you to understand offline raids, watching people play, watching different play styles, watching different paths that they take, and really take all that in before you just jump in and say, "Oh, well, I played Call of Duty, I played CS:GO, I played Battlefield." Yes,
I can do
yes,
this.
this is
Yeah.
Tarkov. This is a totally different breed, and that's what makes it unique.
Indeed, totally agree. Okay, Scav, any ideas?
I'll just do a message to the devs because I don't really have a community. I'm just part of it.
Sure.
So I guess for the devs, I think they're doing perfect with the game right now. Everything they're doing is fine. But the one note I want to say on the fact of the secure containers is that they shouldn't make it so everything in raid can't be put in the container. I think it should just be that key tools like keys and money can go into the containers, but everything else shouldn't be able to be put in the container.
That's a
And I
good
think that'll work
exception.
fine.
Yeah, sure. I can
And one
agree
message.
with that.
The Kappa's got issues with it, and people talked about that. I mean, this. What if we had? And another thing they've talked about. What if we up the slots? The Kappa had more slots, but it still keep it to where there's certain things that are restricted to be able to go into it. Because how many times you ever looted a key tool off of somebody? How many times you ever looted their dog tags case? I mean, that's stuff that we're going to keep with us anyways. It's not really.
Yeah.
You're not looking for that.
Okay.
And one more message from me is keep wipe.
Keep wiping? Yeah?
No, keep wipe.
Yeah.
Keep wipe.
We are waiting for that.
Give the wipe. Give wipe. Okay. I got it. So what I understood today from our topic, guys, aggressive gameplay or playstyle versus immersive playstyle, or let's just call it hardcore. So I understood that the game offers you the possibility to play however you want. If you come for a background like where you played Call of Duty or where you played first-person shooters, let's just say Black Ops, let's just say Battlefield, let's just say Counter-Strike or so, then you have the possibility to flourish or to bloom here as well, doing the same. For now, we are talking about the current status, sure. Now, if you have the, if you're coming from the DayZ background, let's just say like that, or role playing and Arma and you know, all those mods, sandboxes, then you have that possibility here as well. Right now, you are somehow limited to the level 40. Once you reach level 40, then you're done. But in the future, there will be more than that. I mean, we hope that there's going to be more than that. So what I understood is that we somehow need to understand that those are two different type of play styles, but it doesn't mean that you should judge Robin, for example, because he plays aggressive, or you should judge, let's just say, Red because he wants to play hardcore and immersive, and he stays till like the end of the raid, and only then he pushes towards the resort. We need to understand that we are different. We are not robots, and it is very important to understand this. I'm going to play my way because this is how I like it, and you're going to play aggressive, Robin, because this is how you are having fun. Now, we are going to have disadvantages in streaming while playing hardcore and in playing aggressive, right? That's also a fact. But every streamer, every content creator, and every player needs to decide. And what's very, very important, understand the other one, and yeah, very important, and understand or realize that the guy who's playing next to you doesn't have to somehow clone your gameplay. I think this is like very important for me to understand, right? Okay.
Yeah, indeed.
So guys, thank you very much for participating. I am so happy that you guys accepted the invitation. I really hope that all this feedback that we somehow try to put together is going to do nothing else but improve the community, getting it together, and why not getting a bit more exposure for us as aggressive players, as hardcore players, and also with the voice of the community that we had today, and that is ScavAteMyLegs, because you can see him on Reddit, you can see him on my comments, for example, you can see him on Pestilli's comments, you know. We also had, I really wanted to somehow reward him for being active in so many platforms. So with that said, I one more time want to thank you guys for the participation. If you guys want to talk quickly or shortly about your schedule on stream, go for it. Robin and Red, just go for it, guys. If not,
my,
sure.
my schedule, that's the problem with me. I'm not actually full time yet, and I still work a normal 12-hour manufacturing shift. Like this coming Monday, I'll be on at 1, then Tuesday at 1. And it's the thing about me is you have to keep track of my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram, and things like that. And I really try to keep 24 hours in advance and stuff like that. But I don't have a set stream schedule just yet. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to go full time. But
I guess Red, like the best advice for players or for viewers in your case is to tap that bell, and when you go live, they're going to get a notification that you're live, right? And they can watch your hardcore gameplay. What about you, Robin? Right, Red? Do you agree? Yeah, Red, did you hear me? Yeah, you agree. I think that's like the best option. Yeah.
There we
go.
Yeah.
Okay, Robin?
Screen went out for a second.
Sure.
I'm streaming daily, starting evening to like late night European time. So if you guys are into aggressive playstyle, but like pretty chill stream, no like swearing, no being mad and all that, then maybe you like what you see in my stream.
So I definitely recommend you guys to visit our streamers, our guests here, RedBeardOperator and Robin Live. Scav, thank you very much for the participation. And I will talk to you guys with some other occasion, who knows, maybe 0.12, or we can even maybe find each other in some matches, in some raids. And I will be laughing when I'm going to get your dog tag. We'll see. We'll see. It will probably be the opposite, but we'll see.
I can't wait to see the
guys,
screen.
thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much
for participating, and you viewers, thank you very much for watching. Remember, I also have like a Twitch, I would say, schedule. It's not settled yet, because this is like my second week streaming, and I would invite you to tap that bell in my case as well if you want to follow me. And guys, we'll talk to you some other time. You guys
appreciate it, guys.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.